the space where purpose meets passion and personal growth lights the way. Today, we are joined by the radiant Jessica Decaillon, founder of WonderSpark Learning, a powerhouse in interactive education and an inspiring homeschool mompreneur, redefining what balance really means. She's blending Mandarin, STEM, and motherhood like a master alchemist. So, if you have ever asked yourself, can I really raise, teach, and build something amazing all at once? This episode is your sign that yes, you absolutely can. So, let's dig into the world of wild, wonderful, and sometimes wobbly of working homeschool moms.
Wow, that was a beautiful introduction. Thank you.
So, Jessica, what inspired you to start WonderSpark Learning while homeschooling your daughter?
I think my teaching journey started with homeschooling and when COVID-19 started. And I think that's a very pivotal moment for a lot of people's life. When COVID-19 started, we have to start a home education. We start to homeschooling, experimenting with homeschooling at home because her school was closed. And I discovered that I really enjoyed teaching my own kid. And I was like, oh, if I enjoy teaching my own child, maybe I would also enjoy teaching other people's child. So I started to venture out and really look into like what it takes to be a teacher. I attended some training regarding education and I just started teaching online. And now I transitioned from a solo teacher to a business owner with about 7 teachers, and we're still expanding. And this has been a journey of learning, and I'm learning a lot. It's been a very rewarding journey for being a homeschooling working parent.
That's amazing. So, did you ever doubt if you could handle both roles at once? And how did you work through that?
So, I have doubt. I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but very often. It's it's a very demanding job to be a parent, and on top of that, you have a business to run. You have people that depends on you. So I think that the myth of doing everything perfectly all at once is just a myth. I have days where I have to take it easy with work, and I have days where I have to take it easy with homeschooling. I never try to, well, I do try to push myself to be my best, but recently, and the older I get, the more I realize like I can't not do everything perfect all at once. So rather than I think my days, some days look like I'm sprinting, just sprinting from one end to another. Some days it's more relaxed where I can stroll, I enjoy my time. So it's every day is different and it's very exciting for me.
Your answer is going to speak to so many parents out there who feel torn between building their dreams and showing up for their kids fully. You are proof it doesn't have to be either or.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. And I think we parents put a lot of pressure on themselves, right? We love our children, we want what's best for them, but then we also have our own aspiration. And being a homemaker, being a homeschooling parent, that's already a lot. So for anyone that are taking on this very important job of homeschooling, educating their children, I think you're already doing tremendous amount of work. And then if you have your own aspiration and you want to build your own career, and on top of that you're also working for yourself or working for other people, that's two full-time jobs that you're taking on. So I really admire people that are really pushing themselves to be their best version of themselves.
That's amazing. So, how do you structure your day to juggle lessons planning, business meetings, and family time without burning out?
So I think that I did not start my business at the scale that I am now from the very beginning. From the very beginning, I was dedicating most of my time to homeschool. So I think that you see people who does it all, and you go like, how are they doing that? And then I mean, for me personally, I did not start with everything that I'm doing now. So at the very early stage of my journey, I just dedicated most of my time to homeschool. And then now that my daughter is getting older and I only have one, and she's getting older, she's able to be more independent. And because I invested so much time from at the beginning, I feel like I can dedicate my time to building my business for now. And then the landscape of my day always change. So some days it might be like I get up really early, I need to get my work done. Some days might be like, okay, my daughter really needs me today. So every day is different. And I think it's really difficult to go like, okay, when you're a parent and especially when you are also working, it's really difficult to go like, okay, I want my 9 a.m. to do this. I want my kid to do this. And then there is a schedule. I try to set a schedule for myself. I can only speak for myself. It's very hard to, follow a very strict schedule. So as a homeschooling working parent, you have to be very flexible with your child and with yourself as well.
Absolutely. So, have you ever had to throw out the plan entirely? And what did you learn from those moments?
So I think that um for me personally, there are some days I feel very motivated. I wake up feeling energetic, and some days I just waking up really tired. Some days I have like a whole day planned. I have so many meetings. I have, homeschooling. I want to do one, two, three, four, five things. And some days I just wake up and then our body some days our body just feel that way. And it might be your natural body rhythm, it might be the weather, it might be like you just need the rest. So yes, I have many days I have to change my plan. But what I noticed is that on the days I feel tired, irritated, and I try to push myself even harder, my days just gets even more chaotic. So I try not to pedal against the water. I try to go with the flow. And what I realize is if on the days I'm really overwhelmed, if I just take one task, just do this one task on my to-do list that made me feel the best, and I can take it off my to-do list, and then my day flows after that. So I try not to pedal against the current, and I try to go with the current on the days where I'm not feeling 100%.
That real life flexibility is gold. Sometimes the best curriculum is just adapting and being okay with imperfection.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So, do you ever feel pressure from society to do it all perfectly? And how do you handle those expectations?
Yeah. So I think that this is just my generation, right? And I think the future generations are becoming more conscientious regarding doing it all. My generation, the way that I was raised as a woman, you have to be a good mother, you have to, be the homemaker. There is a lot of expectation to be perfect. And through a lot of work that I have been doing with myself, I realized that we have a lot of conditioning that we're passing on to our child. And because I have a daughter, I have the very important responsibility to um, discuss, educate myself, but also discussing with her the expectation that society have for um, a female, and whether we want to live up to those expectations um is up to it's up to us because we have our own mission on this earth, right? So I think every child, regarding if a boy or girl, you all have your own set of aspiration. And I think that for us as a parent, we have a lot of conditioning from the way that we were raised. So it's up to us to continue to do work on ourselves and discuss these journey and discuss these very important life skill with our child.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, What would you say to moms listening who feel guilty for either working too much or not enough?
So, what would I say to the mother that feel like they're working too much or feel like they're not doing enough? Um, that's a really good question. And I okay, so I just want to say something. I am used to having a dialogue with with people. So I really appreciate you providing a space for me to speak, but I hope I'm not going on a tangent. So I just want to put that out there.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, I think we all have this perception of, needs to be perform, needs to be perfect. And I think we just need to lower the expectation. We can do it all by ourselves. And I think everyone needs a support system. If we feel very isolated and doing everything by ourselves, then um it's not a very enjoyable journey.
Mhm. That's such an honest reflection. So many of us live in a guilt gap. You're showing this power in rewriting the narrative. So, what unique lessons has your daughter taught you through this homeschooling journey?
I think every child is different, and it's up to us to make space and time for them. And I think a lot of people, including myself, might not had the opportunity to, our parents might not made space or time for us. But I think every kid um they are born with so much creativity and love for life, and our job is to guide them, not necessarily um, guide them to the way that we think how they should live, but really pay attention to what they thrive for, what make them excited, and what they love to do, and guide them towards their strength and their passion.
Absolutely. So, how has this shifted the way you see your role, not just as a parent, but as a woman and an entrepreneur?
How does that shifted my view on myself as a woman and entrepreneur?
Yeah.
I think in business, it's really important that we have a community, and for me, that's something that I want to really focus on in 2025 is to find the like-minded people, and that's why I really appreciate the opportunity to get my message out there. I know there are a lot of us who trying to do our best as parent, as business owners, small business owners, and I know people are out there, and I think that the more we communicate each other, the more we'll discover that we're very much alike. We share the same worry, same joy, we appreciate the same things, and everyone, right? Most people, we're very much alike than different.
hmm I love that. Our kids can be our greatest teachers if we are open to hearing them. So, how do you define success now compared to when you first started WonderSpark Learning?
I think my version of success changes as I evolve myself. And I think that if I still thrive for the thing that I think is successful in my 20s, now that I'm in my 30s, I would be that might be indication that I have not grown so much. So in my 30s, I think success for me is to have the time to spend with the people I enjoy, with the people I love, have the time to do things. And I think time is the most sacred resource that there is out there. Um, and I think that that's a vision I have for myself. But for my daughter, I think success for her, and I envision success for her is she doing something she loves, spending time and surrounded by people that love her and then she loves. So lots of love, I guess.
That's beautiful. So, do you think true success for a working mom looks different than what society celebrates?
But I'm sure you have do you have a close relationship with your own mother?
I do, a very close one,
Yeah.
yes.
So do you think what was the expectation set for her?
I think there were, yes. My mom is a homemaker. She used to work before, but not anymore. And I feel like people just look at it like that you should be working instead of just being a homemaker. But I think my mom is very happy in what she does, and we are very happy with her. So I think there is a false expectation that, oh, if you're a homemaker, you should be working, or if you're a working mom, you should be spending more time with your child.
Yeah, you can never do enough, right, as a woman. And I think that being a homemaker, that's unpaid and unseen labor that carries our society. Our society wouldn't be able to function without all the free labor that's being put in. And I think most caregivers are women right now in our societies, right? I'm in the United States. I don't know. Do you also live in the States? I live in the United States. Do you also live in the United States?
No, I live in India.
India. So I think that most of our societies are patriarchal society, and a lot of work are carried out free and unseen labor. Being a homemaker, for example, are carried out by women. So, like you said, when women are a homemaker, there is maybe an intrinsic guilt for some women to feel like, okay, I'm not bringing monetary value to my home, right? But then the work they do is so essential, not only for her family, but also for society as a whole. Our society wouldn't be able to function without all the free labor that's being generated and mostly by women as of as we speak today. And for a working mother, I think there's also an intrinsic guilt. And why do we have this intrinsic guilt? I think that topic might be, we might need another an hour or two to talk about that. But yes, there's also a guilt instilled on working mothers to go like, okay, why don't you spend more time with your child, right? But I think that the question is not what women has or has not, what women is and is not doing, but what our society is and is not providing for family, in this case, to give them a support system where they can thrive being a mother, whether they choose to be a homemaker or a working mother.
hmm Absolutely. And that redefinition is so needed, especially for those caving their own paths like you.
Yes.
So, what a powerful ride. Jessica just reminded us that balance isn't a destination, it's a dance. If you're a parent, an educator, or a dreamer trying to juggle it all, let this episode be your permission to slip to do it your way. Tap into your inner light. And remember, you don't have to choose between building a business and raising a child. You can choose both and thrive. Catch more stories like Jessica's right here. Until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and keep sparkling.